What is going on, everybody? I just wanted to shoot this quick video. I know we've been chatting a lot about, gratitude lately, but, ultimately it's one of those things that's super, super important in our life. It's one of those things that, if you really want to transform your thinking and how you feel more so than, anything, it's adopting an attitude of gratitude and just, really focusing on what you're grateful for and not what you're lacking. I just want to share a quick story with you of something I read recently, and that had a pretty significant impact on how I think of things. But it's a book by Sheryl Sandberg. For those of you who don't know who Sheryl Sandberg is, she's the chief operations officer of Facebook. One of the titans of Silicon Valley, and just an amazing philanthropist and everything. And a few years back, suddenly, completely unexpected, her husband Dave passed away from a genetic heart condition, and absolutely devastated her life. This was the love of her life, the father of her two kids, and they had their future mapped out and everything, and he died unexpectedly, and she just got into a really dark and depressed state where she didn't want to interact with anybody. She didn't want to engage with people, and just a negative loop where because she was acting like that, it made her feel worse, and she wasn't as present as she wanted to be for her kids, who obviously they were equally devastated because they just lost their father and everything. But one of her friends, who was her psychologist or psychiatrist, was able to reframe what happened in a way that allowed her to experience some semblance of gratitude. And you might be thinking, like, how is that possible? If you just lost a loved one, how can you flip that around to be grateful for something? And so her husband died of this genetic heart condition. He was actually by himself working out in a gym in a Mexican resort, and he died. But her psychologist basically reframed it in a way where, what if Dave was driving somewhere with your kids, and this same thing happened? You could have lost not only your husband but your kids, or maybe they would have been significantly injured in the accident, or whatever the case. And it just really put things into perspective for that. Things could have been a lot worse. And so even those things in your life that are really shitty, maybe financially you're not where you want to be, maybe your health is really crappy, or maybe some of your relationships are very parasitic and unfulfilling, or maybe there's a lot of aspects of your job or your business that aren't fulfilling, or you don't enjoy, or whatever the case may be. There's always ways to put it into a new context, and frame it in a different way where you can be grateful. Maybe just having that lunch break where you can go and walk and grab a coffee and enjoy some quiet time. Or maybe there's maybe you don't enjoy work, but maybe there's coworkers that you really enjoy working with, or maybe clients that you really love working with, that still give you some fulfillment, that give you something to appreciate and be grateful for. But it always could be worse, guys. For those of us that live in first world countries, Kristen and I just went down to Panama for a month there, because we were thinking of actually relocating down there, because we really like tropical climates. And it was crazy. People living in houses with dirt floors, partial roofs, just like people that were an income of $2 per hour, is commonplace. Different things like that, where coming back here, we have a newfound appreciation for Canada, because we know what others are going through. And just by the sheer virtue of us being born in Canada, to steal a quote from Warren Buffett, we really won the ovarian lottery, because we don't have to deal or experience a lot of the stuff that people in less fortunate areas of the world have to deal with. So there's always something to be grateful for. And my recommendation, guys, is start your day off, grab a journal, or put it in your electronic device or whatever, but just type some stuff out or write some stuff out, what you're grateful for. And then at the end of the day, do a similar exercise where, what were you grateful for that day? And there's always something, even if it's, something super minuscule, like, a nice text from a friend, or, maybe you read a book and you got some really good insight, or maybe you watched a cool, funny YouTube video, whatever the case. There's always something to be grateful for. And you're going to see within a, very, very short period of time how, just your whole, kind of way of being, just totally transforms when you shift from, focusing on what you're not happy about, and shifting that to, those things that you are grateful for. Because ultimately, guys, what you focus on expands. Just like a camera, what you focus on develops. So focus on the positive, focus on those things you're grateful for, and regardless of what's going on in your life, there's always something to be grateful for. Cheers, guys. Take care.